My name is Akanni McIntosh. You're watching a Jam interview.
All right. So, what's your story?
All right. 20-year-old, 21-year-old kid from Dorchester, Massachusetts. Um, I've been at Salem State for 3 years now, going on my fourth year. Just finished up my last semester. Um, and I want to say like what kind of drives me to get up each day is the fact that 2 years ago, I was in a major I didn't really like, so I was taking classes I didn't enjoy. I was stressing myself out all the time, and then it got to a point where I was just like, yeah, I'm like done with school. Um, like I called my mom, told her I was like, yeah, like I'm just gonna just not finish school, just just work and stuff. But I talked to a few people. Like my big sister, I talked to her, and it was just she was like, "You're already here, so just finish." And then my roommate at the time, Philip Gomes, he was just like, "Bro, like I think you should just finish too." And he had put me onto this guy, motivational speaker by the name of Eric Thomas. And ever since I started listening to him, that's kind of what changed my life. Helped me realize that I need to be in school because I want to be and not because someone else wants me to be. So that's like a big thing, um, which also led me to realize how much I love music and I want to be a recording engineer, producer, and I just want to put out content in the world to for people to listen to just because it's I feel like music is one of the most unifying things in the world. Music can bring anybody together in a sense.
All right. Absolutely. What kind of what like messages did you get from Eric Thomas? What resonated with you?
Mm. Um, so one thing was, um, what do you say? It was about being in school, and it was more of like you're in school because your mom wants you to be in school, not because you want to be there. That's why you're not doing well, which is ultimately leading to you not being successful.
Yeah.
Which made me realize, okay, I'm gonna finish my degree here, and when I'm done here, I'm gonna go like apply to other schools for audio engineering, which is what I want to do. So that would just make me have a better experience because when I'm taking those classes, I'll actually enjoy what I'm learning.
Right.
Which is I feel like a key part of being in college. You want to do something where you enjoy it more than oh it's gonna bring money in, because that's kind of something that I realized. When you're doing what you love, the money will come instead of just going out and chasing the money.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Seems like you're taking control of your destiny, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of skills or what kind of characteristics do you think that you would need to be able to transition from? You say you're doing physical psychology, or
Exercise science.
yeah, exercise science. All right, so exercise science to engineering, musical engineering.
Mm. Well, I can definitely like all the knowledge that I'm getting here from Salem State um, through the exercise science program. I'll definitely still apply. Um, like just working out and staying healthy, because that's also something I'm trying to do. I'm trying to eat healthier and stuff. So that's kind of something I'll take away. And it's once I would say how I can interconnect the two is creating a ritual, not a ritual, a routine.
Right.
Um, because like when you work out all the time, it's just like it's natural, so like you won't even think about it. And in terms of audio engineering, it would just be like practicing every day and finding kind of new ways to do something so that like you're always the main point is like I always want to be working on um, perfecting my skill. So I just always want to be getting better and doing little by little to help get where I want to be.
Okay. So, in terms of like developing those skills, like
Mm.
how do you hold yourself accountable to basically developing those skills?
Um, I would say it's a lot of like talking to people about stuff. Because I also realize that like sometimes we think, oh, they don't care, so I'm not going to talk to them about it. But you should always talk to people about like when you're having issues, or you're starting to doubt yourself. You can talk to people, and they can, like if you have a good circle of people around you, they'll be able to motivate you. You know what I mean? And that's also why like I listen to Eric Thomas. Like whenever I'm just kind of lost in a sense, I'll turn on his album, just listen to the whole thing, and it's just him, just motivating, just like grind Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like the whole week. Just you should be grinding. You know what I mean? So that kind of keeps me on track. Um, that's what I like doing. Like Eric Thomas is just like the man.
That's dope. So you're talking about like external things
Mm.
motivating you. Is there something like internally that
Yeah,
motivates you as well?
yeah. So like that's also knowing what I want to be for myself, um, and just saying, okay, this is what I want to do. How am I going to get there? What am I going to do? And I apply myself. Um, so I would. That's why I got a job at Guitar Center, so I can learn about music more and like the aspects of engineering to help better myself, so that I can say, okay, well, I know this now. I'm gonna go do this for myself, or I'm gonna look for opportunities for me to where I could apply the skills of being an engineer. So like messing with like a soundboard or something, and like even recording, like going to a studio and seeing another engineer and how they do it, and talking to them and stuff, and just kind of saying, oh, okay, well, I like how you're doing that. Just exchanging gems with them. So yeah, it's just more of like a like knowing what I want and how I'm gonna get there, and being able to apply myself and holding myself accountable when I feel like I'm not pushing myself to my fullest potential.
Yeah, I think that's really smart that you're putting yourself in that position to where you're learning about a certain part of that the music industry
Mm-hmm.
and working at Guitar Center. I think that's a really smart move on your part. Um, so like, what kind of challenges do you see in the future for that transition
For the transition to.
for from exercise science, right,
Mm-hmm.
into music engineering?
So I would say the most difficult thing would be um, doing both at the same time, because there might be days when I'm working out, and then I'm like, okay, like I want to get in the studio and work on some music, and I could end up forgetting to work out or not working out for like a while. You know what I mean? Because like if you're in the studio, you always want to make the content as best as it can be before you leave.
Right.
So like I could end up being in the studio a few days and stuff, and then be like, oh man, I haven't worked out in a while. So it would just be like trying to find a balance between the two. I would say would potentially be like the most challenging.
What kind of I guess resources or tools that you can use to basically prioritize?
Mm. Um, something like I want to get into is like uh, not even like an agenda on my phone. I want to get like an actual agenda book, because when you write stuff down, you'll learn it. Like you'll actually remember it better than putting it in your phone. Like yeah, you'll get the notification and stuff, but I feel like writing stuff down is just more helpful in terms of remembering. Um, so that's something that I need to kind of push myself on more, because I can forget stuff like easily. Um, but like just being able to have that with me and carrying it with me at all times, and just just writing it down and then looking at it and saying, okay, I have to do this, like make time. So if I have like a studio session, I'll be like, okay, you know, I gotta be out at this time, like and then go work out or something, vice versa.
So what kind of are you working on, like some like music right now and like practicing engineering? Are you using like software right now?
hmm Yeah, so I'm practicing right now. I use Logic Pro.
Okay.
That's kind of like what I've been using for the past year. Yeah, for the past year, that's what I've been using. I've been exposed to other ones, like GarageBand and Pro Tools and Studio One. Um, but like yeah, Logic is my go-to, and I have a few tracks that I'm working on with some of my guys that like I'm currently mixing right now, but like we have to link up, like redo some parts and stuff.
How are you learning those softwares?
So when I first started, it was more of like YouTube and just kind of getting acquainted where stuff was and like how to do the basics. And then I went to a studio and I saw how the engineer was doing it and stuff. But he was using Pro Tools, so it was a little different. But like it's just being able to, you know, talking to him and seeing how he figured out how to use the software he does. Um, so I asked him. I was like, oh, like how, like how do you figure it out? How do you know like where to go and stuff and like how to do this? He was like, it's just you just got to mess around with it.
Right.
So that's also what I've been doing, just kind of like clicking on stuff and being like, oh, okay, like let me test this out, see what it does, and then if I like it, I'll use it. But if not, then I won't. But yeah, it's just you just got to mess around with it to kind of get the best idea.
What do you what kind of like values do you have, and how do you implement that in your daily routine?
Mm. Um, so in terms of my values, it's just like when it comes to work, I always want to something that like people say is like make your money, don't let your money make you. So that's something I'll always try to go to work. Well, Guitar Center doesn't even feel like work to me. It's just like it's home.
Right.
Like I'm so comfortable there. Like I learn a lot every day, just meeting people, talking to people.
That's good.
But yeah, like I never want to have to like sell my soul and just be like, oh, like it's for the money, it's for the money. Like that's not something that I kind of like, and like this younger, I feel like the younger generation is more of like, oh, you have to have money or you're not successful kind of thing. But I believe that it's more of when you're doing what you love, you're being successful, and like the money will always find its way when you're doing what's best for you. Um, in my routine, I kind of just like I don't go out like flash money and stuff like that. I'm like if I have the money for something and I really want it, I could get it. But if I know I don't need it, I won't get it. That's another thing. It's more of like what you want versus what you need. Um, so I'll go into like Foot Locker and be like, oh, I like those sneakers. I want them, but do I need them?
Right. Yeah.
So that's another thing that like I kind of do. Um, like I always try to do that. Like wherever I go, is like I want this, but do I need it at the moment?
Right. Yeah.
If I come back, and I'm like, okay, like I have a little bit more money, I'll grab it.
Yeah.
But if I don't need it at the moment, then I won't. I try to like just always kind of keep that in mind when I'm like whenever I'm out anywhere.
Okay. What kind of what kind of challenges are you currently facing right now, and also how are you overcoming those challenges?
Mm. Um, so I would say last semester I was facing like a lot of challenges, like just with like the people I was around, like I was around people who were just pushing out nothing but negative energy. So it was just, I was like, okay, I'm around this negative energy. It's giving me negative thoughts,
Yeah.
and I didn't like that. Um, so it was a lot of like negative energy I was around. Um, I didn't have a job at the time, so like it was just overthinking, and like I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna have a job. I can't go out anywhere. Just little things like that. I can take a baton and run with it. Um, and even at work, like I don't know all the answers to every question. So like a customer will come in and be like, oh, like how do I do this? And I don't know the answer. But how I deal with that is I'll always try to, because it like everybody at my job is like, so I feel like they're so knowledgeable in their field, so I can always ask someone, be like, oh, do you know the answer to this question? And they'll always be open to help. Um, so I kind of just take that information and then like do my research on it, so I can say, okay, like yeah, he was right. Um, and put my own spin on it instead of just taking in their words and regurgitating it back to another customer with the same question. Um, in terms of the negative energy, it was like just kind of stepping back and saying, okay, what's good for me? Like, how am I gonna feel better about myself instead of having someone push all their negative energy onto me and stuff. So I kind of took a step back and was like, all right, well, I don't like that. Like, yeah, we're still gonna be friends because I don't believe in burning bridges at all. Um, but there has to be some space between us because you're not giving good vibes. So that's something that like I'd pride myself on, is just positive energy and good vibes.
Um, so what, I'm sorry,
No, it's fine.
what kind of, like trajectory do you see yourself, like in the future? Like what kind of growth do you see for yourself in the future, in terms of the musical engineering part
Mm.
that you want to pursue?
So I see myself as like one of the guys who's like people can look back and be like, yo, that kid AK, he was like, he's so smart. Like when it comes to music, like I want to be as big as like Dr. Dre, like people like that, like I look up to. So it's just like those are the guys I look up to. I never want to try and copy their sound, but I want to be like, okay, mentioned with them, because like that would be like an honor, just dope. But I don't know. I want to be a person that's like, yeah, AK. He was like, he was like real good with music. Like it always had like a bounce to it. And yeah, he was like such a good person, and like I want people to like feel that the good vibes that I push out. I want people to feel that through my music. So that's something I guess that would answer the question. Yeah, it's like the good vibes. I want people to feel that.
Okay. I get. How could you potentially like reach that growth or reach that potential?
Mm. Um, so I would say it's through the routine. Like I something that I quote like every day, or like I kind of made my own hashtag is Dawn season, and that's the good vibes and positivity. So like that's what I want to push out to the world. My guys at VCE, like that's what we all try to promote. So like I push that onto them, and I want them to push that out too. Because like there's no negative energy. Like we don't need any of that. We don't need people bad mouthing someone else just because you don't like their work. Like
Right.
that's not, you don't need to do that. So like if you don't like the music, don't listen to it.
Right.
But yeah, like it's just pushing that energy out, and if people don't like it, um, I can try to change your viewpoint. But if you don't want to change your viewpoint, then I'm not gonna chase you around for it. So like I just hope that like people will sooner or later just kind of be like, oh, okay, he was right. So like that's something that like that's what I would say.
Okay. Uh, what's something that you like care about outside of music?
Um, you know, like it's all about like family. You know,
Okay.
like family and like the people I keep around me. I always try to like my family. It's like so important. Like we're not distant, but like me and my siblings were like kind of distant. But I love them regardless. You know, like I'll go home and I'll be like, it's just a smile on my face. You know, because I'm like I get to see them again. Yeah, I annoy them, they annoy me,
Yeah.
but like at the end of the day, you know, it's all love.
Yeah. That's
Um,
typical.
yeah, you know, and then um, yeah, like my friends are just I've had so when I came in freshman year, I had like I want to say like in the summer program I did that. There was a group of us, you know, and like we were all close and stuff, and over time, like they say, we just kind of like started like falling off one by one, but like I'll shout my two guys out, my guy Nick and my guy Phil. Those two, like I've been with them since the summer academy, since orientation,
Yeah.
you know, and we've been like we're still close right now. So like I keep them around me, and like um, it's all about like just like I would say like reading people's energy. Like if they give off a vibe, like like they're cool people. Like I like hanging out with cool, laid back people. You know what I'm saying? But if I feel like like you're very negative or like you can't see the bright side or anything.
Hmm.
I don't want to be around that because it's that pushes on to me, and then I internalize that and I start thinking like that, which I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I just like keeping good people around me and taking care of them like as best as I can. Whatever they need, like I want to be able to say if they say, "Yo, can you do this for me?" Yeah, I got you, without a doubt.
Right. Okay. Well, I want to thank you for doing the interview.
Yeah, man. Thank you for
Uh,
having me.
you got any shout outs you want to make?
Yeah. So shout out my guys at VC, Phil and Nick. They got some music coming out, so hoping we can get that done. So give that out to the world because it's really good music. You know. Who else? Yeah, my guy Muna. I think you interviewed Muna already, man. And yeah, we got I have a track. I made a beat for one of the songs on his project that's coming out. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, my guys Draco, over at Suffolk County and stuff. So yeah, it's just I don't know, it's just love. I always give love to my family too.
Awesome. Where can people find you on the internet?
They can find me on Twitter and Instagram. I don't use Snapchat. Um, both my Twitter and Instagram is AK _. So AKTHEDON _. It's on my social media. Yeah, I just it's mostly like song lyrics, good vibes, just stuff like that.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. My name is Akanni McIntosh. Keep on jamming.